session, we're going to talk about how to book brief cases. Book briefing cases is a great, efficient way to approach cases in law school. If you book brief a case, you'll be able to read the case closely and highlight things like the facts, the holding, the analysis, and then you'll be able to quickly find them in class, so that will help you follow along better in class. It will help you answer questions when you're called on, and it'll help you feel confident when you go into class. It's a great way to prepare for class, and we recommend you rely heavily on this strategy. So book briefing will help with this very important task of preparing for class, feeling confident in class, being able to take good class notes, and following along in class. It will also help you if you're called on, because you can just open your case book and find what you need to find right in the actual case. So what is book briefing? Book briefing is just a heavy annotation of a case in your casebook. So basically what you do is you read the case and then you highlight or write certain points about the case in the margins. For example, in this case, the facts are highlighted in yellow, the rule of law is highlighted in blue, and the analysis is highlighted in green. You might also want to highlight things like the procedural history or the holding or other aspects of the case. There are two ways to book brief. Some students will simply take notes in the margins. That's what I did. I would just say facts and I'd draw an arrow to the facts. Rule, holding, analysis, procedural history, and I would just write right in the margins where all those things were. Other students will develop a complicated highlighter system where basically they carry different color highlighters with them everywhere. They highlight the facts in yellow, they highlight the rule in green. They'll use this highlighter system throughout law school. Whatever works for you is fine. Also, just as a little tip, when I would book brief cases, I would tailor my book brief into the types of questions my professor would ask in class. So for example, I had a professor that would always ask, what did the plaintiff argue in this case? And what did the defendant argue in this case? So when I was book briefing for that class, I would simply highlight what the plaintiff argued and what the defendant argued. That way I could prepare for class even better than I otherwise would. And if I was called on, I wouldn't spend too much time trying to find the plaintiff's argument or the defendant's arguments in my casebook because I'd already highlighted them ahead of time. So you can make book briefing a tool that really works for you if you pay attention to the types of questions that your professor likes to discuss in class. And as a last personal note, I found book briefing to be so efficient and to accomplish all of the same goals as writing case briefs that I literally did not write a full case brief after my first week of law school. I completely switched to book briefing cases. It allowed me to read the cases closely, prepare to be on call, and it saved me a lot of time in the process. Remember that the law school final exam will not test the facts of cases in almost all circumstances, so in general, it will not benefit you to have a big pile of case briefs to take with you to the final exam. Instead, what's more important is that you extract the rules from the cases. You put them into an outline, you learn that outline, and you practice exam questions. That's what's going to help you learn the law, understand the law, be able to discuss the law intelligently, both in and out of class, and apply the law on a traditional law school final exam.